everyone, and welcome back to the Museum Show and Tell Show. My name's Nicole. I'm from the Penetanguishene Centennial Museum, and I'm here with Genevieve from the Huronia Museum. This week, I challenged Genevieve because May 1st is First Responders Day, so I thought I would ask us to come up with an artifact that relates to one of our first responders, which would be police, fire, or paramedics. And so I decided to go with an artifact from our fire department. And the first thing I have here is actually a picture of our original fire hall and town hall. And this picture was taken in 1908. And the building here is the fire hall and the town hall, and it was built in 1891. So this is quite an organized group for the 1900s, because your fire department would be pretty important, especially at the turn of the century. There was a lot of fires that were taking place in your downtown because most of your buildings are made out of wood. And I know particular here at where we are right now at the Penetanguishene Museum, it used to be the general store. And it actually had a matchbox factory that was really close to their wood planing mill, which probably was not a good idea. And at one point their matches, their matchbox, their matchstick little factory did burn down, and they moved it a little further away from their lumber mill, which is probably a really good idea. Alphonse Testier, he is the one he was a volunteer firefighter, and he was a contractor who built the first town council and fire hall. And this building was designed by J.H. Galt. And actually on the museum grounds, we have a replica building that was built by the volunteer firefighters in the 1990s of this building here. But this picture here was donated in the 1990s. And you can see the members here. We have about 12 of them names, and one of the ones in here is Howard Hornsby, and he's also in this picture right here, and this was taken in 1905, also in front of the fire hall. And Howard Hornsby is right here, and actually his brother is in here as well. Tom Hornsby is right beside him, right there. Oh, and so he donated, or a family member of his donated this picture along with his uniform. So what we have here, oh my goodness, it's like a naval. Wow. And it says PFD on there.
Wow.
And yeah, the look of this is very naval looking.
Yeah.
But this is from 1905. And this, I'm sure, was just their dress uniform. You can see actually in this photo here, all the men along here are actually wearing that style. And then the middle, they're just wearing the P, and then over on this side, they're wearing actually that style as well. So, and we also have that right there. We have that in our collection. That's how in the fire hall as well, and our replica fire hall here. And that is our earliest. We actually have quite a bit of artifacts from the Penetanguishene Fire Department, because they helped build the replica fire hall building. They did donate a lot of really interesting artifacts from their history, but that one there being from 1905 is the earliest one that we have in our collection, other than, of course, a little hose reel thing that would have gone behind. That's a little too large for us to show on camera today. But you're welcome to come and visit the Penetanguishene Museum, and we will be able to show that to you in person. So that is our artifacts for today.
That's fantastic. Oh my goodness. Well, I have chosen something too that has to do with the fire department.
Oh.
Okay, so what I have brought in is just one element from the entire suit. I have brought in the helmet component from the fire proximity suit that was used by the Midland Fire Department. Proximity suits are meant to fully envelop and seal the firefighter. So you would have a helmet like this, you'd wear a jacket, gloves, pants. We've got all those elements, but what we don't have are boots and a self-contained breathing apparatus. So we've got most of that. And these this equipment, the fire proximity suit, they've been made probably since the 1930s, although the early suits were made with asbestos. This one is made with aluminum coated fiberglass, and that's why it's shiny. And what it's meant to do, why it's different, I guess, from the fire fighting equipment that you normally see firefighters wearing, is because it is not meant to be, I guess, submersive. It's meant to protect the firefighter only in certain situations while they're fighting fires. So when you are, I guess, it's meant to repel or radiate radiant heat. So when I've got some examples here. I'm not sure how often these things were done in the area. But for instance, it gives you time to approach and close a fuel valve or rescue someone from a plane crash. But it's not meant to be used when you go into a building to fight a fire. And the reason that aluminum was chosen is that it can reflect about 90% of the radiation from a fire. But what's really important, and you can't see it in this example here, really all you can see are the fiberglass fibers and then the aluminum cover over top. But what's really important in the rest of the object is the insulation, and that well, it insulates them against the heat of the fire, but it also protects them, because you can imagine the heat that's generated in a fire, and that causes the firefighter to sweat. But that heat can also cause that sweat to turn into steam, which will burn the firefighter. So the insulating material in the rest of the suit prevents that from happening. I haven't been able to determine how long an exposure, it really varied. I've read a lot of stuff online. The more modern suits allow like maybe a few minutes of exposure before, I guess, there are deleterious effects to the firefighter, and maybe temperatures of about 500 degrees Celsius. It really varies on the situation. But this suit was not dated when it came to us, but the manufacturer was out of Newark, New Jersey, and they manufactured suits like this between 1948 and 1992 when they closed.
Oh.
So this was given in 1995, so chances are it's earlier than 92. It might date maybe to the 50s or 60s, but yeah, so that's our equipment.
It's in very good shape. So
very good. I don't know how often it was used.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. How often, because if it wasn't used in fire, if you wouldn't be using it to go into fires, buildings.
No, you might be using it, say, to at fire crashes, if there was a car crashes rather. Yeah, to rescue someone. Usually just to approach a fire when you've got extreme heat. And yeah, but not to directly expose yourself to flame.
Neat. All right, so
Yeah.
two very, different kind of uniforms, for our like equipment or for firefighters that we have here. Mine's very old, and yours seems kind of a little bit more new, or at least looks very
It
modern.
is. It is. It's very protective. Whereas yours
Great.
is
All right,
supposed
so
to be.
what is our theme for next week?
Well, I was looking up to determine what sort of international days there are next week. There's a lot coming up. Some of them didn't seem to be particularly helpful, like Candied Orange Peel Day and Lumpy Rug Day. So I hit on another, though, that I'm sure we have lots of artifacts represented in our collection, and that is National Textile Day. So anything related to textiles, textile manufacturing.
Oh, great. All right, so I guess we'll see you again next week for Textile Day. Bye, everyone.
All right. Bye, everyone. Have a great weekend.